Hello, everybody. I just see what you did now. That's pretty good. Welcome to Respawn Aim Fire, the Kick-Ass Reverent Gaming Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Adam. Didn't know that Will Ferrell was going to show up, Gumbert. And we also have with us, in Chad's spot, a picture of Will Ferrell, and also Joel. Is that not who it is? I can't tell who it is. Okay, Joel Campos. What's in this? Chad's not here. So what's this picture in this place?
That's Chad.
Uh-huh. That's not a picture of somebody else?
That's a picture of Chad.
Oh, okay.
That's a picture of Chad Smith, the drummer for the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Oh, okay.
Everybody thinks it's Will Ferrell, but it's not.
He looks just like Will Ferrell.
That's a completely different human being.
Wait, what is his name? Chad Summers?
Chad Smith. Smith. Not a made-up name. He's a real human being.
You know what's weird? He looks like a mix between Will Ferrell and Ron Perlman. Depending on the picture you look at, it looks a little bit.
I don't know who Ron Perlman is.
That's the guy, the War Never Changes guy.
I see.
Oh no, it's because the picture was a mix. Yeah, he's Hellboy. The picture was mixing their face. But anyways, yeah, Chad Smith looks like a Will Ferrell, and he's going to be Chad for the day. I like that a lot. Joel, what's going on, bud? You all right?
I'm good. I have been playing some games. Mm-hmm. I was in Orlando last week getting redemption from my gallbladder situation that happened. We'll probably talk about that on After Dark. And yeah, Manly Brian's here in the chat saying that when Chad's away, the mice turn gay. So take with that whatever you think that means. But Chad's gone, so we're going to do whatever the fuck we want.
Love to hear it. Those mice are playing along. You can catch us live on twitch.tv/Respawn Aim Fire, Monday evenings at 8:30. Afterwards on YouTube and podcast services Wednesdays at 9 a.m. Brian also brought up in the chat he's drinking his Godzilla PBR, which, if you haven't seen, pretty cool artwork on the PBR. Bad beer, but good artwork for that Godzilla can. So shout out to them.
Fun fact. I got a fun fact. The artwork on that PBR is designed by, I forget what his name is, but I follow him on Instagram. The reason I follow him on Instagram is because I think he did a lot of work on God of War 2018.
Ooh, okay.
It was either God of War or Last of Us. I think God of War, though. God of War sounds right.
He's a video game guy, and he just did Godzilla artwork as well.
And then I think he left whatever company he worked for, and Attack Peter is his name. Attack Peter Video Games. I typoed the fuck out of that. Oh yeah, Sony Santa Monica.
Yeah, so God of War. That's pretty cool. Interesting.
I knew there was some connection to Sony and this guy who designed those, but yeah, pretty cool.
The guy who made a beer can. Let's see. So we've looked into it. A little bit of housekeeping. The Barf game. So backlog accomplishment with Respawn and Friends. Game for the month of April is, Joel, you said you were going to cast a vote to try to sway the outcome, but what is it?
Yeah, the poll ended on April 10th, so I can't cast a vote. I probably could have tied it between two if I really wanted to, because I forgot to vote. But the winner for the month is going to be Super Mario Galaxy 2, which is interesting because I never played Super Mario Galaxy 1.
Me either. I haven't played either, but I always hear that 2 is the best one, so I don't think... So
you don't think you're going to play the first one to play the second one?
No, I don't think it's one of those. I don't think it matters. You know, I've just watched the Super Mario Galaxy movie, and it seems to me like story doesn't matter at all, so I'm not really worried about it.
So it's like, if the point of the game is to save the princess, what do you do in the sequel?
Save a different princess, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, Rosalina? Is that the whole shtick?
I don't know.
She
only shows up for 10 minutes, so...
Oh, in the movie?
Yeah, I'm just making from the movie at this point. Yeah, I have no idea what the story is or what's going on, but I just know that Yoshi's in the second one, and people like the second one more, so that's the one we're playing. That'll be fun. Cool. Our Patreon early access episode for March is here. If you go to patreon.com/respawn9fire for $1, you can get a trial run, practice it with the guys before I went to PAX East version of Game Pretty. So that is up and available for everyone who's on Patreon. You can watch that presentation and see how the fellas did in that particular round of trivia. I think that's it. Yeah, that's all we have written down. I'm not going to look any further. All right, we're going to move on to our main quest. A new Metro is coming. Not Metro Boomin, but a different kind. Wesley Inpool at IGN. 4A Games will develop their first look at its next Metro title, Metro 2039, in an Xbox-branded showcase this Thursday, April 16th. This is a quote now from Xbox. This will be the fourth mainline entry from 4A Games in the series based on this iconic novels of Dmitry Glukhovsky. Guessing I got that right. All of them which tell the stories of survivors of nuclear devastation living in the Moscow subway tunnels and the world that surrounds them. Xbox has also been the home for the franchise, and we're honored to continue that relationship by bringing you first a look at this next exciting chapter, said Will Fulton, Xbox Wire editor. The subterranean survival horror Metro video game franchise, which again based on that Russian writer that I'm not going to try to repeat his name, so far includes Metro 2033, Metro Last Light, and Metro Exodus. A VR game called Metro Awakening came out in 2024, but the last proper game was Metro Exodus in 2019, so it'll have been 7 years since the last mainline entry in the franchise. Joel, do you have any experience? Well, okay, what do you expect to see at the showcase, and do you have any experience with Metro as a series overall?
I have zero experience with the series. Yeah, I don't know if this is for me at all. This series. I mean, obviously, like I like first person shooters, so like that aspect of it kind of pertains to me. The part that I don't think interests me is like seems like there's some kind of jump scary stuff in this from time to time. In terms of just like not in terms of like gore or anything like that, but just like something's gonna jump out at you out of nowhere. And like we just saw it right here in the intro mission, right? That I'm watching of. I think this is Metro Exodus. Yeah,
this is Exodus. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think that these kind of games are for me, but yeah, I mean, obviously I'll probably watch whatever they reveal from it. I don't think I'll play it. I'm sure it's just going to be like some very vague description of what the game is and like when it takes place kind of deal. And then probably just some slight gameplay and a trailer is my guess. But I'm not, I don't know.
Do you think it's this year?
I doubt it, just based on how much stuff Xbox has coming this year. Like, I don't know. They have so many big hitters coming this year.
It's not an Xbox game, technically. Technically, it's just a partnership.
Yeah. Oh, it is? I thought that it was... who makes this?
No, this is a different studio that... These games have always been multi-platform, so they have a relationship with Xbox because I think all these games have been on Game Pass and they've done marketing. But technically, these games are on PlayStation and PC as well, so gotcha. Not an Xbox game technically.
Yeah, either way, I don't know. It's not for me, so I don't know how else to talk about it. So for me, I categorize this game in the same place I categorize Wolfenstein. For whatever reason, those two games, those two franchises, like mix in my brain in a way that I don't understand what's what. I like they look like the same game to me at times, and I understand one's like very much like heavily Nazi involved, right? Like kill the Nazi kind of thing. And this is clearly not that. This is more like zombie mutant type deal. But in my head, they're the same thing, and I can't. It's mainly because I've never played any of them. I've never watched really more gameplay than, what I've seen here during this podcast, essentially. But yeah, I don't think that they're for me.
The thing about Metro, I've played all of them except for the VR title, and I've never finished any of them. The thing is that they are a single player, campaign survival-ish sort of kind of first-person shooter game, right? And they take place in like a post-apocalyptic Russia where if you go above ground, the reason it's called Metro because they all live in the subway tunnels, because going above ground is dangerous. You got to wear a gas mask and shit. All that is cool and fine. The thing about these games is that they are absolutely gorgeous. Every time that they come out, like it is the pinnacle of, how like sort of Crysis was like, oh, if your computer can run Crysis, this is the top of the line stuff. Metro was also one of those, not to the point where Crysis just crashed machines because it was unoptimized, but this is like, especially with you with your PC and your top of the line cards and stuff. I think if you booted it up, I don't think you would like the game because it is a single player campaign horror sort of a feel, but it is gorgeous. So I think that's sort of what we're looking for here. We're like, how pretty are they going to make this one? All the paths and rays are traced and whatever they're going to be doing here. So I think it will look good because that is what the Metro series is known for. People like these games, but yeah, I'm one of the people, I've played all of them and I've never finished any of them because I don't love it. to be honest with you.
How
But
long are they?
it will look gorgeous. Oh, I don't know. Maybe 10 hours a piece. I don't know, really. I don't know how long. I'm going to look how long to beat. My favorite website in the world. I'm just going to type in Metro and see what comes up for these.
How long to beat Metro Exodus? 16 to 24 hours.
Yeah. 2033. The first one's 9, 16, 10. And yeah, so you're looking at, your 10 to 15 hour campaign. I think Exodus has some open world sections to it. So that's probably why it's a little bit longer.
Kind of a commitment to a single player story driven game like this, right? Like, it's linear, right? Is it not? Is it open world at all?
No, I think they're just sections that are open, but it's not overall an open world game.
Okay, so it's partially open world, kind of like how Gears 5 was, right? Where like,
yeah,
you get put into this kind of biome, and there's various things you can do there.
I mean, for what it's worth, even though I don't like these games, they review very, very well. Like they're, like 80s to like up to a 90 on Metacritic is like the best reviewed one. So like they do decently well review wise. But again, I just I don't personally care anymore. But it'll be fun to see. I would, I hope the showcase is more than just this. That would be cool if there were other games there as well. But since this is the only thing that they announced, I assume that it's basically just a 20-minute commercial for the new video game, which is cool. But
do you think this ends by saying like coming September 2026, or do you think it just ends by saying like, oh, this is coming spring 2027 or fall 2020? I have a feeling it's going to end very vaguely on when this is launching.
I bet we'll get a release date. This feels like a now game just because it's been since 2019. I feel like they're probably ready, and they were like, "Hey, who's gonna give us some branding on a big stage so we can announce a release date?" I bet that game comes out this year. Again, it's the whole thing where you want to avoid Grand Theft Auto, so probably not in November. But I wouldn't be shocked if it was like September. Get Metro day one on Game Pass, the most expensive version or whatever it'll end up being. So I would not be shocked.
Grand Theft Auto got hacked, right? Isn't that a thing?
Rockstar got hacked, not Grand Theft Auto. I
mean,
think it was,
you know what I mean.
Like nothing. It was like like the CEO's like desktop or something got hacked or something silly like that. But
that's so dumb.
Yeah. But yeah, that'll be interesting. Again, I don't necessarily super care, but it's always fun to watch these presentations, so I always check in on them. That's it for the main quest. We're going to move on to Playtime. Talking about Playtime. Joel, your list?
I have a lot on here.
Yeah, you do.
Pick one.
Baby Mama.
Pick one.
Let's start with Baby Mama.
Baby Mama stands for Battle. No, I'm just kidding. It stands for Borderlands Mobile. This game randomly came out. What day was that? Friday?
Yeah, Thursday or Friday, something like that. Yeah.
Thursday or Friday, just randomly came out and like was not posted about, was not tweeted about, nothing from the Borderlands official accounts on socials nor from Gearbox at all. I found out about it because Wario64 tweeted like, "Hey, there's a Borderlands mobile game out. Here's the link to download it." So somebody must have found it and then sent him that link, and that's why he posted it, I assume. But since, later that day, I don't think the Borderlands official account posted about it, but I think Gearbox support tweeted about it. I don't know the full order of operation, but either way, I downloaded it. I played it on my with my handy dandy backbone here. Finally got some use out of this thing for the first time in a while.
Very nice.
Yeah, and it runs very well. Granted, I have like the newest iPhone you can buy, right? So like that definitely is going to contribute to the performance and experience I had for it. Like if you're using like an iPhone 11, like maybe it doesn't run as well on that, you know what I mean? But it ran really good. And it really is surprising to see like how far tech has come to where like I remember playing Borderlands 1 on my Xbox 360 and that game just chugging along, right? Like it would like stutter at times, kind of skip around a bunch. And yeah, this ran insanely smooth the whole time I played it. I only played a few hours of it, like 2 to 3 hours, I'd say. But it runs very well. The gunplay feels just like any Borderlands game you've ever played. I had a ton of fun playing it. That being said, I don't think I'll go back unless like one of my friends wants to play, because it does have 4-player co-op in it, similar to, the mainline Borderlands games. Yeah, I don't know. They took Borderlands and made it a mobile game. And That's the best way to explain it. And even just like think of any mobile game you've ever played, like Candy Crush, for instance. You load in, you're immediately hit with a wall of like 5 different currencies where it's like, here's your credits, here's your, I don't even know, iridium. I don't even know what the different credits are in this. There's keys to open loot boxes. And for some loot boxes, you need like 3 of those keys to open that loot box. It's kind of out of hand at times, but it does the whole thing where it's like, hey, log in every day. And when you get your, 5th login, you get like a bonus, whatever. You know what I mean? Um, it's got all that. It has like the daily quests, the weekly quests, kind of all that stuff that you want to do to unlock more currency and more loot boxes and more weapons. There's a battle pass in it. But yeah, so they did say that this came out as like a test, right, in select regions, which I think the only region so far is North America. I could be wrong. I'm not sure. But so on that front, you can't use any real money as of right now to buy, like, so you can't even unlock the battle pass because it just says coming soon, right? I assume that means it's coming when the full game launches, when they can officially charge you, $10 a month or whatever it is for the battle pass. Same thing with like all the currency and loot keys. You currently cannot pay money to get anything in the game. Everything you can get is just like unlockable through playing. So yeah, and there's also like a bunch of different game modes. I think there's like 6 game modes or something, like one of them being the story, which just progresses you through the story. And it's not like Borderlands where it doesn't put you in an open world and have you go like all the way across the map to do a quest and then all the way back to talk to somebody. It's more or less you in the main menu when you boot up the game, you say, hey, I want to do this quest or I want to do this mission. And it just loads you into like, I don't know, like if you played Borderlands and you go to do a quest, sometimes you go into an area and then you're in that area for the whole quest. And that's kind of how it feels. One thing I did like is that the quests weren't super long. Like I think that's a key component to any mobile game is, sorry, I'm getting so many fucking notifications. I have friends who are trying to play Magic online right now, and they're just sending messages back and forth,
Just
like
spamming.
yeah, it's just nonstop. But yeah, so like a key to any mobile game like this is to make it so you can jump in and jump out really fast. And every mission I've done so far has been like 5 minutes or less, which I think is really the sweet spot for this because you don't want to. If this is something you want to play every day, you don't want to like be dreading the fact that like, oh, I got to find time to do my daily on Borderlands, and then it's gonna take you 20 minutes to do. No, it's pretty easy to get in and do a mission and get out. I only played a few of the game modes. I played the story and I played Tiny Tina's Tower of Terror, I think is what it's called, something like that, something along those lines. Where every level you go up, which is just another mission. So you have to use a key to enter the floor, the level. And then when you beat that level, you get rewards and your key back. So I imagine there's going to come a point to where it's like, oh, you ran out of keys for the day. Either give us $10 to get 10 keys or wait a day and we'll give you a key, right? It's going to do that whole mobile game shtick where you have a countdown timer for keys or, whatever currency you need. But yeah, it plays great. I did not play anything online. As far as I could tell, there was no matchmaking, but there was an area to like add friends to play with. There were 4 classes in the main menu, but as of right now, only one of them is playable. I don't remember what her class name was, but it was the one where I get to summon a little, are they stags? What are they called in this? The little dogs.
Yeah, skag,
Skags,
something like that.
skags. Yeah, you get to spawn a little skag to come and help you for a few seconds, and yeah, there's a skill tree and all of that. Just everything you could think that Borderlands has, this has, but it's very mobile gamified. Yeah, other than that, it's pretty cool. I'd recommend it if you like Borderlands. Check it out. I think it's cool. It's free. You have nothing to lose really by checking it out. And I did play with like the touch controls briefly. It's not for me, but it plays fine. It didn't feel weird or anything. It's just not for me because like your thumbs are taking up like half the screen, right? So,
That's true.
yeah.
I just think it's. I just understand what this rollout of this game because like they're not promoting
Random.
it, so I don't think it was. maybe it wasn't supposed to be out already, and it's weird that you can play it, but it's very limited, and they're not telling you that you can do it, which says to me that, like, I don't know, like, if you can get in, I guess, but we're not. It's weird that they have a test that they're not telling people that there's a test of. Like, are they going to just try to launch this game in a month and be like, hey, there's actually a Borderlands mobile game, everyone go check it out? We're going to pretend that it didn't already come out.
Yeah,
I don't know, that's weird.
I think what's really weird about it is, like, this is a test, and when games do tests, they normally want as many people trying it as possible to get feedback, right? And this is not that at all. It just appeared one day. The right people happened to see that it was there and got, tweeted to the masses, and whoever has downloaded it is downloaded. And it's only on iOS right now, too. It's not even on Android yet. So,
and just in certain territories. What was the whole thing with I never played it, the Destiny mobile game? Is that still doing a beta? Is that out of beta?
No,
is that out?
I think that's been out for a while. It's called Destiny Rising. I never played it, so I don't know. But that's a similar kind of game but I mean, to be fair, that game had a bunch of marketing around it, so, like, it didn't just randomly drop. But that's another game where it's a Destiny game that is not made by Bungie at all, right? It's just like Bungie just, like, gave them the guidance in terms of, like, story and characters and everything. And I think that this Borderlands mobile game is very similar, where it's made by Zynga and has nothing to do really with Gearbox.
Yeah, it's interesting, but yeah, we'll see. I mean, you said it plays good, so maybe people will be into that. Moving on, I'm guessing this is maybe a VR thing, or is this a motorcycle thing?
Rift. So I put Rift in here because if you remember when we went to PAX a few years ago, we played a game called Rift Storm. Do you remember that game? So Rift Storm, not out yet, but I did really like playing it there. And when I was playing it there, I told the developers of the game, I was like, hey, yeah, this is really cool. I'll check it out. And he's like, have you ever played Hades? I said, no, I've never played Hades. He's like, dude, you got to leave right now and go play Hades. Like, you can't be here anymore. Anyway, Chad texted us this morning that he started playing Hades. So I downloaded Hades right then and there on my ROG Xbox Ally X. And I've played probably an hour of it. And turns out it's a good game.
Oh, yeah. If only someone had told you that.
I don't like roguelikes at all, but this game, I can see it getting its hooks in me. I keep getting to that first boss. I don't know her full name, but she goes by Meg. Do you know her full name?
Yeah, I mean, Meg. It's Greek mythology, whatever. Meg, whatever her name is. Yeah.
Yeah. Either way, I've gotten to her multiple times now, like 5 times, and I just can't finish it. Can't finish the fight. So, just keep going back in. Keep going back in. How many bosses like that are there? And also, how does that work? So, like, if I beat Meg, do I then just keep loading in working towards the next boss?
So the way that Hades, and it's funny that you guys are playing Hades 1 when Hades 2 comes out tomorrow for consoles.
No, that's why Chad said he started playing it the last few days, because Hades 2 comes out. So he's like, I'll try Hades 1.
I mean, Hades 2 is better, but that's fair enough. No, the way that Hades works is that there is like a world, right? And then I'm talking about Hades 1, that there's a boss at the end of it, right? So as you get better and gain more materials and do the roguelike thing where you actually progress in this roguelike, unlike some of them where you lose everything, this one, that's why I like Hades 1 and 2 so much, because you actually gain story and character progression through it. But at the end of each world, there's a boss. And then whenever you beat that boss, you go to the next world. So you do have to do them all in one run. But I mean, once you beat her once, you're going to start understanding that, like, yeah. I mean, I was getting to the point when I was playing Hades 2 where, like, the first 2 bosses I would beat without even having a point of damage on me. Because you're powerful enough and you know them well enough that it becomes not a problem. So at the end of each world, you fight a boss. So once you beat World 1, you beat her, and then you go to World 2. At the end of that is another boss. It goes like that.
Yeah, so. It's definitely a very satisfying game to play. The weapon I prefer right now is the shield. I love just being able to throw that around and, like, ping-pong it off a bunch of enemies. Granted, if I get that ability upgrade during the run, but either way, like, that game, like, the graphics are awesome, the voice acting's good. Yeah, it's pretty addicting gameplay-wise to play, and it plays amazingly on the ROG Xbox Ally X. Like, it feels perfect. Like, I don't know what my frames are. I should check next time I play, but it's definitely above 60 frames per second, which is amazing. So yeah, this is a game I'll probably continue to play. Does Hades 2 come to Game Pass or no?
Yeah, I think that's Game Pass day one, so that'll be out. I think tomorrow as we're recording this. But yeah, it should be on there.
The weird
one.
thing with Game Pass sometimes is like when the second game comes out, they take the first game off like 2 weeks after or something.
Yeah. Well, they just put Hades 1 on there recently, so I think that they're both going to be on there for a bit. Yeah.
Cool. Good to know. But yeah, I'll probably keep playing Hades a bit.
All right, very cool. Project Rift Storm, I remember that. Let's see. I think we both did that one. Let's skip that one. What are these last two?
The last two. You want to take a guess at what BBC BYB is?
I have no idea. I couldn't even guess.
BBC BYB is BBC Backyard Baseball.
Oh, yeah. Okay, very good.
Yeah, so I went to C2E2 2.5 weeks ago, something like that, 2 weeks ago. And the White Sox were there. They always have a tent. And this year, Backyard Baseball was there, showing the new Backyard Baseball game coming out later this summer. And it was just like a home run derby mode, but it looked and felt great. And man, I was so addicted to Backyard Baseball on the GameCube back in the day that I can't wait to pick this up. I'm going to get so addicted to this, or it's going to be insanely bad, and I'm going to be very disappointed.
Yeah, I also played the same demo at PAX East as well, and it was like, yeah, I'm with you. There would be. I hope it's good because that will be fun to have an arcade, sports game. It's a fun
part of it too
title,
could be that like that demo I played was on like super easy mode, right? Because like the ball was coming in real slow and like showed you exactly where the ball was going. So yeah, I think on a harder difficulty it could be a ton of fun.
Also, just a weird demo to have like a 2 to 5 minute demo, a home run derby for your game. I was just like, I understand that there's a lot of people, but I was like, I don't know, let me just like play 10 minutes of a game. Like as much innings as I get through, let me start on, pitching or hitting, and then if I get through it, I get through it. But they're like, no, how about a 2-minute home run derby? I'm like, all right. I mean, the game still feels good, but that is a weird thing for a demo.
Were they wearing some pretty cool hats?
Oh yeah, those things sold out in a day.
Oh, they were selling them there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they had those there, but they sold out fast.
Because I asked the dude at C2E2, I was like, yo, where do I get that sick hat? He's like, oh, you can buy them online. I was hoping he'd be like, yo, I got a few in the back right here, buddy. You're the first one to ask.
No, that was the hottest commodity at PAX. Yeah, they literally, I don't know if this is true, but they were like, oh, they tried to overnight some more to come in because I think they sold out on the Thursday. They just never able to get more, so shit happens. But yeah, fun game.
That's crazy.
VG, video games.
VG. Vitelguard. I went back.
Vitelguard.
I went back. Yeah, I'm progressing my way through that story still. I think I'm like 2/3 of the way through Act 2, and Act 3 I think is just like 2 or 3 missions. So, yeah, I'm gonna spoil some stuff just because Chad's not here, and this game's been out a few years now. And I know you've played it, so if you don't want to hear Dragon Age Veilguard spoilers, mute your headset forever.
Forever. I would say like 2 minutes ahead, but yeah, go ahead.
But yeah, that scene when I forget their name, but the dragon person comes out as like, oh, they go by they them now. I can't believe that that's what like tarnished this game. It's so stupid that
people got mad about it.
Yeah.
I'm not shocked that certain people who like to be loud on the internet got mad about it. No,
yeah, but it's still like, I don't know. Like they shit on the game entirely because of that one thing is fucking crazy. And the fact that they got to that point, like that's like 2/3 of the way through the game.
Yeah, it's pretty far into the game, yeah.
It's not like it's like right at the beginning of the game either. So it's like you had to kind of like the game to get to that point, right? And I just did the Fire and Ice mission a few missions ago. Really cool mission where you fight 2 dragons. Pretty cool. But yeah, that's all I'll say. I don't know, man. Like the story's cool, and I think the story's the only thing that has me coming back because I don't find the gameplay that great. Like the combat, to me, just doesn't. I don't know. It gets very repetitive for me, having only a select few abilities.
Your character. Depending on the character you go with, I think that some of them. I think like it's either the fighter or the rogue is like pretty fucking basic, but the other ones are. But you won't know that because you have to pick at the beginning of the game. But there's definitely classes that are there are definitely a class that are boring compared to the other ones, which just like sucks if you pick that one.
I think I think I got the boring one, which is unfortunate because I'm definitely not going back and replaying the game to get a different class. But um, yeah, I don't know. The graphics are good. People like really harped on the art style of this because it was different than the last one, but I think that it's fine. It just reminds me of a Fable game. But to be fair, I also didn't play any of the other Dragon Age games, so I really don't have like any opinion on, you know, how this game should have looked versus the
I mean,
old
they look like
ones.
games from the 360, so they're kind of muddy and fucking. Like, I never understood the hate for the art style. I was like, I don't. This looks like a good game to me. I don't get it. Like, I don't. I'm sure it's different, but I'm like, I just don't see how. Like, this looks like a modern video game that has an art style, and the other ones look like games from the 360 when they were like brown and green are the best colors that we can come up with. It's like, well, there you
Yeah.
go.
And so I picked this game up on PS5 specifically because it came out like right when the PS5 Pro came out, and it was one of those first few games that's like PS5 Pro, you know, compatible. Get your pisser here. Come to Beetlegarden and get your pisser. Um, and so that's where I picked it up. And even still, like, the game doesn't look amazing. Like, I play on performance just because I want the 120 frames per second and everything. But there was a scene, I wish I took a screenshot because I was like in a cutscene talking to somebody and they're literally like right in front of me taking up most of the screen, right? Because it's like kind of closed in on their torso and somebody else's torso. And like their face, super high definition, but like their torso, like their clothing, it was just like it was like a blurry photo. And I was like, this can't be real. Like that's how these textures are loading in. Like, what year is it? Like that looks so bad.
That's how that pisser works. There's sometimes when I've turned on DLSS and it's like, oh, this made the game more blurry, or like it looks like soft, like there's a weird soft lighting on it. And it's like that's not sharp, but that's just the AI upscaling. Sometimes makes it look fucking weird.
Yeah.
Maybe, or maybe it's just the thing didn't load in. Well, I don't know.
So yeah, I got a lot going on my currently played list. And we'll see if I stick with all of them because I'm notorious for like binge playing a game and then just stopping. So I don't know. I want to see some of these through.
It happens. Well, the last thing that you played, which I also played, is Starfield. Oh, we went back to the Starfield, baby, out into the Black Ocean or whatever that guy calls it. A good time. Yeah, so it recently came to PS5. It had some updates, free lanes, and then they released some paid DLC. And I was like, all right, I liked Starfield when it came out. I have not played it in a while. I haven't played it after any major updates. So I'm like, time to go back. So I went back. I bought all the DLC. And I just started a new run. Not a new game plus, just a new run completely because I was like, I don't remember the fuck I was at. Like, why would I?
What level are you?
Pushing that. Like 9, maybe 10, somewhere in there.
So yeah, so I just went back in with like New Game Plus that I had. So I had beaten the game and I started New Game Plus just to kind of see what it was about. And I stopped right after like the first intro mission. So I figured I was like, instead of just starting a whole new game, I'll just start here because that paid DLC, I forget what it's called. Do you remember Automata something?
There's Terran Armada, which is the new one that just came out, and then there's the Shattered Space, which is the one that came out like a year ago.
Yeah, the Armada one, the newest one, it requires you or recommends you're level 50 before you do it, and I'm only like level 36, so
yeah,
I got to do some other stuff. So I decided I looked up like on true achievements, what factions I went with my first run so I could do the other one for the achievement. So right now I'm doing the whole Crimson, what are their name? Crimson Fleet?
Crimson Fleet? Crimson Fleet,
yeah. I'm doing the whole Crimson Fleet side mission thing where last time I sided with the Crimson Fleet, this time I'm going to side with the police officers, which kind of bums me out because like I get to the Crimson Fleet and like the one dude kills another dude right in front of you. I'm like, they're pretty cool.
They're pretty cool. Pirates are neat. I like them.
So yeah, I'm gonna go through and do some of these, faction missions to get those achievements. And yeah, I completely forgot about Shattered Space. I never played that. So Shattered Space was the first DLC, but it wasn't like technically a DLC, right? Because I think that Bethesda made it with their modding tools with the game, right? It wasn't like a full-fledged DLC.
I mean, I don't know how they made it. I know you do have to you'd go to an entirely new area. Like you go to like a new planet and do the whole thing. Because there is stuff in the game that they used. It's like in the like the creation stuff that Bethesda made, like in community creation, like the modding stuff that is there. Shattered Space is like you pay for it and download and go to a new area DLC. So I'm not really sure the difference necessarily on.
Yeah, I'm enjoying playing this game again, though. I mean, there's a lot of space going on in U.S. pop culture, right? You got Project Hail Mary. We got Artemis 2 just fucking cruising around the moon and back. We got fucking Starfield. You know what I mean? Those are the big three. Everybody's talking about all three of those, so it's really exciting. And yeah, I'm enjoying playing this game again.
Yeah, there are mods you can get. Again, I would get your achievements first because there are mods that are like 500% XP or whatever. So
yeah,
get your achievements and then pop your XP so you get to level 50 and then can play the Terran Armada stuff is what I would do.
I do want to look into some mod because there are certain mods that will not mess with your achievements.
Yeah, I downloaded those. Those they have a tag that's like achievement safe or whatever.
Yeah, I haven't looked through any of the modding stuff yet, but I definitely want a different ship because the ship I have is like the one you get, when you beat the game, I think, and it's like that giant fucking thing, and it's kind of ugly. And I just want something
different.
I want something that looks cool. Like I want somebody who made, like Slave
a created one
or something. Yeah, just something that looks really, really cool.
I'm sure there is. Yeah, I downloaded some free ones. It was like there's a Doom mission like made by Bethesda that
I heard that's good.
So I downloaded that, and that doesn't mess with your achievements. So I've restarted it again. I'm a couple hours into it. So we'll see how this journey goes. But yeah, at a certain point, I'm probably just going to pop that XP mod because I do not care about getting these achievements. I will be fine. I'm not close, so I don't care.
Yeah, I'm not close either. But it's like if I can do it, why not? It gives me something to work towards. That's outside of just the DLC missions.
Yeah, exactly. And then the other thing I played, I also entered a cheat and it said your achievements will be disabled, but I've played a bunch of things that I can talk about anyways, is The Sims 4. I jumped back into. So right now there's a spring sale on Xbox. And my whole...
that's got to be like the worst place to play The Sims.
Well, here's the thing though, because I already own some DLC for The Sims on Xbox. I was like, well... I could restart on PC, but I've already bought stuff here, so I will buy some more DLC for The Sims, which is now a free-to-play game, on the Xbox store. And Joel, here's what I did, because I was like, look, it runs fine on Xbox compared to everything. Like, I don't think it runs... I mean, it's a game from 2017. It is what it is. The game runs good no matter wherever it is. But I'm like, I do want to play with mouse and keyboard. So I brought my Xbox onto my computer desk, plugged it into my monitor, and then unplugged my mouse and keyboard from my PC and put it into my Xbox. So I basically been playing The Sims 4 at my PC with my Xbox just because I wanted to use mouse and keyboard for it. And I've dropped a lot of hours in that. I bought a lot of the DLC. I spent between the Starfield DLC and the Sims 4 DLC, I spent about $100 in real man money, and then but also like a $50 gift card, so it wasn't the end of the world. But yeah, I mean, the game's fun. I've been doing the stuff where you get famous, become a famous actor, and everyone's freaking out. I also did some, and again, I put in the cheat for just like you can hit a cheat to just like give yourself money, because I was like, I'm not struggling anymore because I'm famous, so I can't live in the shitty apartment that I could afford at the beginning of the game.
You have you need people to perceive you a certain way.
Yeah. So I moved into the Beverly Hills version, into a mansion or whatever, and it's very nice, but it was very expensive. But yeah, that game's fun. You can just do whatever you want. It is also, I downloaded some of the stuff that's like the romance DLC or whatever, where it's like there's a new area, and there's every fucking DLC pack in that game is like expensive and then gives you like a new area and new bullshit to do. So I basically, it adds like a new romance thing to the game. So, and you can be a fuckboy in this game. So I'm famous, and I have skills that people like when I introduce myself, they're immediately like, can be smitten with you just because you're famous. And I also built my guy to be like a romance guy based on the DLC. So basically, he's a fuckboy. Like I meet someone, they're like, oh my God, it's that famous guy. And then you can just talk to them for like a minute and they will want to fuck you. And it's crazy, dude. It is wild. So I'm just playing it as just like this rich Hollywood asshole guy. And it's been a ton of fun. But you can even have a PR company and be like, change my reputation so people think I'm nice. So they're like, oh yeah, I hear online that everyone loves this dude. He's so cool. He's awesome. He's great. And I'm just out here just barely working and just like a fucking everything that
Banging
talks
everything that comes your way.
because literally if you're famous, like it'll have like above their name you meet a new person, like they're a fan, like it'll tell you like specifically, oh, this person knows you because you're famous. And I'm like, all right, let me flirt with these people. And then it's just like, oh well, you're in the romance area for the DLC, so it's there are new ways to romance. It's fucking crazy. That game is wild. And I bought like the Star Wars DLC. I haven't even gone to Batu yet to hang out at fucking Star Wars land. I gotta go over there and get a lightsaber. This game is wild, and I see why they made so much money.
I haven't played The Sims since like The Sims 2, like way back in the day, but The Sims is probably like the only game my wife plays when she does want to play a game. So yeah, she's bought a lot of those DLCs for PC.
Yeah, you can do it.
Yeah.
I wish that they were cross-buy. I understand they're not because it wasn't around in 2017, but that would be nice to just have it on my PC. But it's like, again, I'll just plug my Xbox and pretend it's a PC. So that's been a ton of fun. There's more stuff I want to do. There's parts of the DLCs I bought I haven't even touched yet. Like I bought like 5 of these things and I haven't done any of them. I've just been trying to be famous. But yeah, that's a good game. Good game. All right, moving on to that. It is. Can you do a song? Can you sing this part, Joel?
Adam's game. It's Adam's game. Adam's game today. There you go.
Look, I'll take it. I like it. It's actually a segment from Adam. But we're going to be playing. We're going to have 2 things today. Segment from Adam. It's Meta Madness. Normally do it at the beginning of the month, but you know, whatever. We didn't have time or a chance. So these are the best reviewed games from March, because that was last month of March of 2026. By the way, if you want to pull up the Fantasy Critic while I'm talking, if just to take a look if any of those scores changed, that'd be cool. Our top reviewed game of March, which I also think it's the top reviewed game of the year, is Pokopia at an 89, or Pokemon Pokopia, however you say that game. The game on Switch, that's the Dragon Quest Builders people. That one is the 89 on Metacritic. Monster Hunter Stories 3 is an 86. Esoteric Ebb is an 85. Esoteric Ebb is the game that is... it's a D&D game, but you only play a cleric, and people say it's really fun. They really like it, so that's a good one. Planet of Lana 2 at an 83. World of Warcraft Midnight, which is the DLC for World of Warcraft, at an 82. Marathon at an 82. And a game I also reviewed myself, Recoin, at an 80. So, and far as the month of March, those are the highest reviewed games, up to an 80. I mean, we're going to get to that in a second, though. As far as Game of the Year stuff... I mean, do any of these things stick out? I assume. Here's the thing. You think Pokopia is going to have the staying power? Like, people were very, very hot on it, obviously at the beginning, but as you know, as I've seen over the years, when things come out early in the year, it's very hard for people to remember that a Game of the Year at the end of the year.
I don't know if it's going to win Game of the Year. Probably like Family Game of the Year, something like that, along those lines. I really think it all depends on what kind of DLC or live service stuff they come out for with it, right? Like right now, as far as I can tell, it reviewed very well, but I don't know. I don't see many people talking about this game like every week now, right? Like I feel like the talk
they were at the beginning for sure.
Yeah, I feel like the talk about it is really dying. Like it's not like Animal Crossing where there was incentive for everybody to play together, and that was fucking the turnip market, right? Like, this is kind of a bit of a different... I don't know. If this game came out when Animal Crossing came out, like, in COVID times, this would be insane. This game would go... Like, granted, it has gone crazy, but it would go 10 times crazier, just it being a Pokemon game.
Yeah, I guess it is like the best reviewed game of the year so far, and it's also sold incredibly well. So I just wonder if by the end of the year people are still like, yeah, that was a good... Because sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Because I remember like Expedition 33, people remembered all year, and that was like an April game. But then a thing like Hitman, which people fucking loved, but it came out in January. So by the time Game of the Year came around, nobody was remembered Hitman came out. So I just wonder where it falls. But it being Pokemon probably gives it a little bump that people remember it. I don't know. We'll see. But moving on to our actual Fantasy Critic, where we play fantasy football, but you play it with video game scores based on their Open Critic review scores. Let's scroll down the list a little bit, Joel. We are looking at our league, which is me, you, and Code. Scroll down to the first team. Just going through the teams. Favre Dollar Footlongs is my team. As far as games that came out that are scored, we have Reanimal, which got me 11 points. Yakuza Kiwami 3 Dark Tides, which got me 4 points. A big old stinker there. I hated that. Monster Hunter Stories 3, which we talked about earlier, got me 15 points over on OpenCritic. And World of Warcraft Midnight got me 14 as well. And somebody has countered Phantom Blade Zero for me, which I don't. Does that game have a release date? You scroll up to Phantom Blade Zero. It does have a it does have a release date, so maybe they're just hoping that it doesn't score well. I don't know. We'll see. All right, so right now I have 44 total points. We still have a big part of the year to go. Next up is Wario 64 Games. It's Joel's team. You want to talk everyone through your scores that you have here?
Yeah, I have Grand Theft Auto 6, which surely is going to get a 95 or higher and score me a whole bunch of points. Could you imagine a world where Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out and it gets like a 70 Metacritic?
Won't happen. I'm literally telling you that will not happen.
I know you're telling me that, but like, how does that alter video game developers everywhere? Right? Like that would be like a major shift in the market, right? Either way, let's continue. Yeah. Resident Evil Requiem, not Resident Evil 9, got an 89, 19 points for me. I also have Orbitals, which is yet to release. Does that have a release date? It's like this summer, right? Yeah, summer 2026. Yep. Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight,
which is the next one.
That game's going to be a banger. May 22nd. Castlevania Belmont's Curse, not out yet. That comes out 2026, allegedly.
That game will fuck.
Kenna Scars of Cosmora is supposed to come out this year as well. And then Super Meat Boy 3D got a 75 and got me 5 points. That game really shit the bed.
Yeah, I mean, at least it's not negative, but I would have guessed maybe mid 80s or something, low 80s. You know, you would assume, Super Meat Boy, but you have 24 total points though. Next up, we have Ruffle Gimp Skin, which is Chad's team. So far scored, he has Mugenics, which got him 19 points. Neo 3, which got him 15 points. I don't know. I think the only pickup he did here was At Fate's End and then Unannounced Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time remake.
I think did he just pick this up?
He must. It's at the bottom of the list. It must have been pretty recently.
He must have just picked it up because he did tell me that he's been playing Ocarina of Time lately, or wants to.
Very cool. And then he counterpicked the Dustbloods. So yeah, Chad has a total of 34 points. I know Fate's End is probably going to do pretty well, but we'll see how the rest of it goes. And then last but not least, Bold Standard Games is from Cozy's team. He went ahead and filled his entire team up. So the only game he has scored so far is Pocopia, which got him 20 points because they got a 90 on OpenCritic, so scored even better. He's the one who counterpicked Phantom Blade Zero. And again, his entire team is full. So he was forced to because he made the bet himself. He took Marvel 1943 Rise of Hydra with his first pick. He also has Marvel's Wolverine. Excuse me.
Trails for Marvel 1943 Rise of Hydra, it just says release date in quotes beyond early 2026. That means like whoever had to type that out is like kind of salty. That
that means somebody somewhere said officially beyond early 2026 is the words they said. He also has Marvel's Wolverine, Trails in the Sky second chapter, the Dustbloods, which was counterpicked, Halo Campaign Evolved, 007 First Light, Fable, Vampire Crawls, Mixtape, Onimusha Way of the Sword, and Beast of Reincarnation is the rest of his team. So we'll see how his team goes throughout the year. Seems like a pretty solid lineup, and he filled them up. So there you go. And that is it for that segment from Adam. Moving on from that, it's Game On Game Show, the game on our game show where we game on the game show, we game show, game. I think that's what Chad says. I don't really know. So I got a game for you, Joel. I'm calling this segment of the show Stolen Valor because I took this from Jacob McCourt in his video game trivia panel from PAX East, which I was on. Right. So there was a part of it where he did, he called, I don't know what he called it necessarily, but it's Metacritic lower or higher. So what I've done is I have a series of 4 games, and I'm going to give you the first one's Metacritic score. And then I will tell you the second game. And you basically just tell me, is it lower or is it higher? And if you get it right, you get an extra point for that game or whatever. But if you don't know or you don't want to chance it, you can just say, I'm going to take the points and that round ends right there. It doesn't really matter because you're not playing against anybody, so we'll play them all anyways, but that is how the game would work in general. Okay. You try to bank as many as you think you can get without, no whammy or whatever that game show was. So this is Stolen Valor, lower or higher. The first game in round 1, there's 2 rounds, is Planet of Lana 1. Planet of Lana 2 came out, reviewed with an 83 over on Metacritic. Planet of Lana 1 was an 80 on Metacritic. So the game you're going to go lower or higher on, and there are no tricks. There's no this is the same. I don't do any of that stuff. The game that you're going to go higher or lower on from Planet of Lana's 80 is World of Warcraft The War Within, which was the last expansion that came out for World of Warcraft. So it's not Midnight. It is The War Within. 80 is Planet of Lana. Is World of Warcraft War Within higher or lower on Metacritic?
I'm gonna guess lower. And the reasoning is because I did not know that was even a fucking World of Warcraft DLC, which makes me think nobody talked about it or cared about it.
Okay, so you're going for lower. The Metacritic score for World of Warcraft The War Within is an 85.
Oh my God.
It was in fact higher. People do like the World of Warcraft expansions, it turns out. So 0 points for this round, but that's fine. We'll play the rest of them. So World of Warcraft War Within, 85. Next up, Diablo 4 Vessel of Hatred, the DLC, the last DLC for Diablo. Is that higher or lower than an 85?
I'm going to go higher than an 85.
What's the reasoning?
I don't know. People love Diablo. I don't know.
I think this is the one that introduced the jungle or whatever it was and all that. Diablo 4 Vessel of Hatred is an 84 on Metacritic. Oh my God. It is, in fact, lower than that. That's fine. No big deal. So there's one more in this round. Diablo 4 was an 84. The last game I have for you is I think it's the last spin-off that this series had. I might be wrong. There might be another. There's probably one between here. But new Pokemon Snap. The one that is the Switch game that came out. I'm
Pokemon saying Snap. Lower. I'm saying lower.
Higher or lower than 84? You think it's lower?
No way it's higher.
New Pokemon Snap on Metacritic. It's a 79. It is, in fact, lower.
There's no way it's above an 84.
Yeah, no. Most of the spin-offs, again, that's what Pokepedia is pretty interesting because it's actually very high reviewed for Pokemon and a spin-off in general. So, again, Planet of Lana started out with an 80. World of Warcraft War Within was higher with 85. Diablo 4 Vessel of Hatred was lower with 84. And new Pokemon Snap was lower with a 79. All right, I have one more round for you. Again, earlier last month, Recoin came out from the same publisher of the people who did Balatro, which is a similar-ish kind of game. Balatro had a 90 on Metacritic. So I need you to tell me, is the next game lower or higher? Monster Hunter Wilds, which was the full-fledged open-world Monster Hunter game that came out early last year. Lower or higher than Balatro's 90, Monster Hunter Wilds?
I'm going to say lower than a 90.
Okay.
But for some reason, I'm going to say lower, but for some reason in my head, the number 92 sticks to my head.
90. Oh, I'm actually going to start asking you what you think the scores are because you can get a bonus with that. Yeah. Okay, so you're saying lower, but if you had to guess, it'd be 92. Okay.
Which makes no sense.
Do you want to give me a guess if it's lower?
What do you mean?
Well, you just want to give me a guess if you're saying it's lower.
I'm going to say 89.
Okay. Monster Hunter Wilds is an 88. It is lower than Balatro. So you weren't exactly on with that, but yeah, good job. It was lower. Next up, there's a game that is a fantasy RPG, sort of like Esoteric Ebb, but I wanted a little bit of a throwback. The next game I'm giving you is Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance for the PS2. So not Baldur's Gate 3, which you would immediately know is higher. Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance for the PS2. Is that higher or lower than 88 that was Monster Hunter Wilds?
I'm going to guess lower because I have zero idea if this is going to be higher or lower. Mm-hmm. I'm basing this purely off the fact that I didn't know what the fuck Baldur's Gate was until Baldur's Gate 3 came out. So I'm going to assume that it was not higher than an 88.
You want to give me a guess for a number?
Let's go 78.
Okay. Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance, specifically the PS2 version, is an 87, so it is technically lower,
Okay.
but it is also a very well-regarded game. I was going to go Baldur's Gate 3 here, but it's insane because it's like one of the highest reviewed games on Metacritic of all time, so every answer after it would have to be fucking lower. So I was like, well, let me find another Baldur's Gate game. But yeah, Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance, also very beloved, 87. Our last game for this round, so right now you currently have all 3 points. It doesn't matter because you're playing by yourself, but heads up. The last game on this list is Destiny 2, The Final Shape. The
Higher.
final DLC for Destiny 2. You think it's higher than an 87?
I think I know it's higher than 87.
Okay, what do you think the number is?
89.
Destiny 2, The Final Shape is exactly an 89 on Metacritic. Yes, congratulations. So that would get you double points. You got 5 points total. It doesn't matter. You're not playing against anybody, but congratulations, Joel.
Mark it.
Yeah, you won that. That was a clean sweep of that last one, so good on you. So yeah, Destiny 2 Final Shape, 89. Destiny 2 base game, 85. I was going back and forth between those two, which way I wanted to go, but those DLCs, you never know. All right, very good. That is our game on game show, the game on our game show, where we game on the game show, game. And that is it for Respawn Aim Fire, episode 429. That's a big number. We're getting up there. You can catch us on patreon.com/respawnaimfire to vote on barf games for the month. Again, this month's is Super Mario Galaxy 2. So play that on your Wii or your Switch. I think you can play that 2 different ways. You can get early access to our special episodes as well over there. Again, right now it is Game Pretty, which is the panel that I did at PAX East, but I ran it with Joel, Chad, Corey, and John over from Game Sandwich. So that is a fun time. So if you want to get that, just $1, patreon.com/respawnAimFire. That's it. I think that's it. That's all of it. I'm done. What does he normally do? He does something silly.
It says, this is our usual sign off.
You gonna give me anything or?
No, I just cut it.